Hey, what's up? This is Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Raising Kanan theory. The topic of today's theory is why Lou is the most unique character in the Power Universe, with a side B of the most unique male character within the Power Universe. I have two main points where I will explain why Lou Thomas may be or end up being the most well-written male character within the Power Universe. And I'm saying yes, more than Kanan, more than Ghost, more than Tommy, all of those guys. I have two main points. And then at the end of this video, I'm also going to explain why, unfortunately, the writers may have written themselves in the corner and or they may have ruined Lou's character at the end of season 4. This video is going to be another banger. Go ahead, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Get your popcorn. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, now, y'all, let's break it down. Here's why Lou is the most unique character / male character within the Power Universe, okay? And I know I said I got 2 points, but I really got like 3 or 4, right? First thing I want to talk about is Lou still has the possibility of being Ghost's father. Even though I'm not won over with this theory, there are still parallels, right, that can be said about Ghost, Lou, and Tariq as far as drinking, running their mouth too much. As far as Ghost having connections to a bar, Lou running a bar, there are connections. Like I will always say, the reason why I'm not 100% sold is because the writers would have to figure out a way to make it make sense. While Ghost and Kanan would be literal cousins by blood and not acknowledge each other as cousins. There would have to be a reason why. Like, is it because Lou adopts a kid and this kid is Ghost? Like, what? They would have to make that make sense. But the possibility of Lou being Ghost's father says a lot. Right? Reason number 2, right? As we get more into the meat and potatoes of this, right? Lou is the only male character in the Power Universe who is a main male character who is not a sucker for love. That may not mean nothing to you, but it means something to me. Lou is the most player out of every other male character in the Power Universe, all right? And if you want me to break it down, fine, I'll break it down. I got some notes. With Ghost, Angela, sucker for love. Tommy, Holly, sucker for love. You can say Lakeisha too, but I don't necessarily want to say that. With Maria, even though Tommy went out of his way to make it hot and claim this girl, you know what? Yes, I guess we can say Tommy and every girl that he's been associated with, right? Boom. Kanan, every girl he's been associated with thus far, sucker for love, right? Messing up his game, putting himself and his girl in danger because he cares too much to think. That's Kanan, right? Y'all know Kanan is the biggest sucker for love in the whole entire Power Universe, right? I don't care how gangster he is. He's sucker for love, right? But next, we got Unique. Rock, sucker for love. Marvin almost is as P as Lou, but here's the thing. In season 1, it was indicated by Lou that Marvin was a sucker for love over Jukebox Mother, right? While she was becoming a treesh, chasing NBA players around, right? Being a slore, right? Marvin was effed up about that. He was so effed up about that he ended up being on drugs, right? She did a number on him. She did a doozy on Marvin, right? Next, let's talk about book 2, right? Tariq. Tariq been a sucker for love and getting effed over by women. He was a sucker for love for the girl he lost his virginity to. What was her name? Courtney Diamond? I forgot. Swung a lot of weed. Effie, come on now. That's unexplainable. Lauren, come on now. Lauren was supposed to be killed, right? If Tariq would have decided to kill Lauren, it would have avoided a lot of problems because Effie didn't even do it right, right? Sucker for love. Brayden, Similar to Kanan, every girl he's ever been with, sucker for love. We seen the mistakes he was making over that dope head chick last season. We seen that, right? Boom. Drew, homosexual man. Still a sucker for love over every man we seen him with. Y'all seen how he crashed out and went viral online over the dude that made it to the NBA, right? Boom. Luckily, that dude got away from Drew. She would have died messing around with Drew, right? Next, let's talk about Kane. Effie, Monet, even though he wasn't sleeping with Monet, sucker for love, right? Zeke, the professor. Hello, the professor. And he got the professor killed, right? Next, we talking about Lorenzo. Well, last on the list, we talking about Lorenzo, right? Lorenzo shot Zeke while trying to shoot Mecca over Monet. You did all this time, my nigga. You did all this time. We know dudes in jail realistically, right? If they would have written it in, dudes in jail's talking to every woman that they could talk to. We sending, I've been in jail. We sending the same letter to as many women as we can. We asking them to spray their perfume in the letters, all type of shit, right? Getting on the phone, lying, talking about, baby, I love you when I come home. It's just us against the world, ride or die, Beyonce and Hove, relationship goals. Come on now. Then he gets mad and goes in, like, he dropped the ball on that one, right? Lou is very much a player. And I can't recall him ever being screwed over by a woman or his business getting messed up because of a woman. He always kept it player. But the most important reason why I say that Lou, especially as a male character, is the most unique character within the Power universe and possibly the most well-written male character, especially in the crime drama, is Lou shows a side of the street life that is very common, but is hardly ever shown in real life with the people who live like him, and is definitely similarly never shown in most crime dramas. What is that, you may ask? And that is the vulnerability and the guilt behind living a life of crime and displaying a high level of violence against your own people, and the side effects that trauma has on that individual that can a lot of times lead to addiction. Now, as someone who used to play the streets a lot and used to be involved in a gang, right? Someone who went to Rikers Island, then I went up north. I would say that Lou is compelling and he's a well-written character, even backing up the point that I'm going to make after this, which is why I feel like they kind of ruined his character, but in a way they kind of didn't, is I understand, like, even though I'm not a psychopath, I've partaken in violence, right? Against not only my own people, but, people of other races. I've partaken in violence. I have had my blood shed by other people, and I've also shed the blood of other people. And what a lot of people don't tell you is, who play the streets, is that it's not just this whole bravado machismo thing, right? All of that stuff stays with you. That is trauma, right? Having somebody beat on you, having yourself beat on somebody, cuss somebody's face, shoot somebody, stab somebody, or if that stuff happens to you, right? All of that is like trauma. Then if like you in a gang or something, right? Like if you're in a gang, you're forced to do things that you don't necessarily agree with. But because you're in a gang and you have a big homie, right? By big homie, I also mean daddy. Your big homie becomes your daddy, your dad. You gotta listen to him, or something bad gonna happen to you. So when we see Lou seeing D-Wiz everywhere he go, seeing Scrap everywhere he go, right? Lou killed the kid. He killed a kid that he know didn't deserve to die, or he knows that his nephew equally deserved to die. But they had to make a choice. he had to watch a friend of his be killed by mere suspicion of snitching. Then he gets drunk, runs his mouth to Scrap's mother, and then has to kill Scrap's mother. Like, we see the guilt that he went through, the pain in his face. Very well acted by the brother who plays Lou as well, right? This is a side that affects all of us who live a street life, and you actually been in the streets putting in some kind of work. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a drug dealer and you know you selling drugs to a pregnant woman, right? Or a woman who got a whole bunch of kids in the house and she could barely take care of them kids. The kids walking around, like, for example, right? Like, in my neighborhood, there's this chick, right? Like she's younger, but she sniffs a lot of cocaine. She spends a lot of money on cocaine, right? And now, when I see her walking around, I see her kids. She got 4 kids. Her kids got on Shaq sneakers. I'm like, I personally know of this chick. She sniffs like $300 worth of cocaine a week. But your kids got on Shaq sneakers. Like, these are the things that you go through when you live in a street life. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the person who deals to this chick. And it's like, at the end of the day, I gotta get the money. But anyways, like I said, we get to see a very unique situation with Lou that we don't get to see. You know what I'm saying? Which is the trauma of hurting your own people. The trauma of dealing with death. And the last thing I want to say is how they may have ruined Lou's character by having him decide that he loved the game so much that it scared him and made him become a drunk. But then he comes back in season 4 like, yo, listen, I'm ready to get back in the game. I'm ready to get back in the game. Now, we don't know how that's going to affect him in the next season. Maybe he decides, yo, this is too much for me and becomes a drunk again, which I would prefer rather than him just deciding I'm going to be a psychopath. Either way, Lou's going to die in season 5. Either way, the brother's dead, but I feel like it was great for them to show that side of him. And they're walking back all of the progress that he made or that he should be making by having him go through all that, decide he didn't want to live anymore, and then decide, yo, I'm a psychopath, I love killing. Because now what does that say? I love killing D-Wiz, but it scared me that I love killing the kids so much. Like, what are they really saying? What are they really saying? You know what I mean? Like, I loved killing Scrap Mother. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.
Can't teach that shit, nigga. Come on. That's God gifted. That's touched by an ink. That's on the dome, nigga.